Welcome seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky and today I bring you another pick a card tarot reading titled The Next 7 Days from When You See This. Now the purpose of this tarot reading is to provide you with advice, guidance, and predictions for the next 7 days. This particular pick a card was inspired by the magical Charmed Intuition Tarot channel. So I am sure most of you have seen her videos, but if you haven't, I will link her channel in the description below. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started, seekers. We have 3 groups today, and as you seekers know, each group has a distinct message for you concerning, again, advice, predictions, and guidance for the next 7 days. It is up to you to pick the group that calls to you the most. I'm utilizing for the options today a very special deck, the Druid Animal Oracle, and we have 3 groups. So group number 1 is the Fire Dragon, then group number 2 is the Bear, and group number 3 is the Air Dragon. So I am going to include the timestamps in the description below so that you can fast forward to your group. Go ahead and take a moment, make your selections now, and I will see you at your door. Welcome, group number 1. You picked the very powerful Fire Dragon. This is the card of mastery, energy, vitality, enthusiasm, courage. I mean, so many different keywords that we can utter. Leadership. You know, there's definitely a strong energy with this Fire Dragon. So very interesting that you picked it. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what the week is going to bring of the next 7 days. And for that, we're going to start with some tarot. We're going to use a different tarot deck this time around than the last. This tarot deck is from Kim Huggins. It's the Tarot Illuminati. So let's go ahead and see exactly. Oh wow, we've got a card that popped out. We're going to throw 3 tarot cards, and then we're going to move towards the oracle cards and see what advice we get from the oracles. First card out is the Death card. Ooh, second card is the 6 of Swords. And the third card is the 3 of Wands. My goodness. Wow. Very strong energies here, okay? Very strong energies. So first, we've got a major arcana that signals a very important change that's going to bring some kind of very powerful change to your life, to your trajectory, to where you're going. And anytime you get a major arcana, it signals a major life event. And the fact that you got the Death card tells me that whatever change comes to you for this week, it's going to really set you up moving forward, right? And now it's the Death card is further illustrated with the 6 of Swords. And so the 6 of Swords is the card of travel. It's the card of movement. This can be a traveling on land, over the sea, or just, you know, traveling in the mind, right? This is going away from what you knew to a new destination. So it's even more confirmation of that change that is coming. This change is, I think, in nature necessary for you. Because there's something there. I think that some of you have been stuck. Maybe, you know, you did pick the Fire Dragon, and the Fire Dragon talks about the desire and the want to move forward, right? The Fire Dragon guards the gate of treasures, the gate of gold, and only allows those that are worthy to come in and partake of that treasure, and they incinerate anyone else that does not belong there. And so the fact that you've got the Death card telling or talking about some kind of big change, we've got the 6 of Swords talking about a journey, moving away, finding something new, something that's going to yield some kind of result. And then the third card is the 3 of Wands. It is reversed, and so, you know, anytime we get a reversal, we definitely have to put a lot of emphasis on the card itself. You know, here we have a person that is waiting for the ships to come back, and good news, the ships are here, right? And so there's a sense of celebration as well. This is hard work finally paying off, right? This person put in a lot of time and dedication into something, and now they're seeing the fruits of that labor come to fruition. Now the problem is that it is reversed, so it almost feels like if you don't make this change, or if this change doesn't come to you, you're not going to be able to yield the results that you want. So what we're seeing here is change for the better, change for what is to come, change for what has been promised, change for what you are truly wanting to manifest and bring into the world. Fire Dragon, again, it is the card of creation as well. So the fact that you pick the Fire Dragon, almost in a conscience level, it's like you are saying that you want that change to come. In some ways, your spirit is aligned with the idea that drastic change is needed at this time, or there's a desire for it. That's why you were drawn to that Fire Dragon. You want to fly high. You want to find something new, a new place. And so we see that here with the Death card, the Six of Swords. Also, on a more, I guess, practical level, Six of Swords can really just be talking about traveling, right? So for those of you that are very hard workers, and you maybe are hesitant to step out and do something different, it's important to consider that this travel or this change is going to bring about some kind of prosperity. It's going to bring about some kind of success. So it's important for you to tap into the energies of traveling, maybe viewing things from a different perspective, trying something new. Try and break the cycle, right? Step out of what you've have conformed to and move into some kind of new space, or some kind of new thought process, or some kind of new reality, or just an actual physical place. Go on a journey, travel somewhere, plan a trip, but actually do it, right? Ask for that PTO time, and take that time. I think would be most advantageous for you. Now, we're going to go ahead and try and get some direct messages from the oracles. I've got like 6 oracle cards out, so we're going to go ahead and go one by one and see what the advice is, what direct messages we get. The first oracle deck that we're going to utilize is from the Unshakable Inner Peace oracle cards. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Help us out, Spirit. What messages do we want? What advice? All right, so we've got here card number 24. Let's take a look at this. And card number 24 says to you, group number 1, anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. My goodness. The question to ask yourself, what is your discomfort trying to free you from? Wow. That is a very, very powerful card to get, especially after, we just talked about the freedom and the change that's coming, and the desire for that freedom and that change with this Fire Dragon, So now we have here a card that is essentially talking about you feeling that anxiety, you feeling that restlessness, right? And that restlessness almost beckons change. It wants that change. And so it's important for you to ask yourself, what is your discomfort trying to free you from, right? So there's a sense of freedom. Freedom must come. You need that freedom in order to have success moving forward. So for this week, if you can take some PTO time, if you can take the week off and do something different, completely different than you were used to, this is the week to do it. You're going to learn something from that experience. You're going to grow in some area, and you're going to feel free. And that is just going to lead way. It's gonna produce more. It's going to give you more. I think one thing that I was always taught growing up is that you need to keep working. You need to keep working. If you don't, things are not going to happen for you, right? And ultimately what ended up happening is I would burn out, and then I just wasn't productive anymore. And sometimes, adventure was something that I just did not give into because there's too much money, or there was always excuses, right? But I think adventure beckons you to come and hug it for this week. Group number 1, adventure is at your doorstep. You just have to try and walk in that light and that revelation. Take that time off if you can do it. It's going to be very beneficial for you. All right, so the next oracle card is from the Seasons of the Witch, the Belton Oracle. All right, so let's see. This is the new Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck. Very excited for it. It's finally here. So let's see what messages we get. Surrender. Wow. Okay, look at that. I like this. Surrender. And it reads, there's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of settling yourself free. Of setting yourself free of all that doesn't serve you. Boom, 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 right? And so we have here a woman who is essentially opening up her arms, and she is just inviting the day, right? And we have here the bees just, in some way saying that you are ready, right? Surrounding her in this kind of glorious, cheerful energy. And I feel like, this is a more confirmation of what essentially you should do for the week, right? Take that time, surrender, make sure that you're traveling, make sure that you're moving away. If you're thinking of a problem and this problem is constant and it's just become this obsession and you can't figure it out, best thing to do is to step away from that problem or situation or event and think about something else, worry about something else, have fun, so that you can in some ways gain perspective, understanding, and then when you come back, you might be able to figure whatever this thing is out. So, make sure to listen to that message of surrender. Let's move on to the next oracle deck. This is from the Self-Love Oracle cards. We're going to try and gain more advice from these cards. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Clarify your desire. Okay, that's interesting. Card number 11. Look at that. And card number 11 reads, be clear about what you want. Do not ask out of lack from the deepest joy in your heart. Interesting, right? Be clear about what you want. Do not ask out of lack, but from the deepest joy in your heart. I like that message. And I like it because it's a message of being clear with yourself. And also, once you understand who you truly are and what you truly want, it naturally just seeps into the other areas of your life, right? And it's almost like you understand, this is what I want, and this is how I want it, and this is how I expect for it to happen, right? It's a confirmation of all of these things. So be clear about what you want. Do not ask out of lack, but from the deepest joy in your heart. So what do you want? It's another question to ask for the week. What do you really want? Do you want to get away? Do you want to go away from these troubles and these worries? Then go ahead and do that, essentially, right? Go ahead and do that, and make sure that you communicate that to other people, right? If you're a person that has a lot of responsibilities, someone who has trouble getting away, well, make sure that you're communicating to the people that are holding you back and essentially keeping you in that place that, hey, you need some of that time to really just reassess, recharge, and get out and explore. Exploration is going to bring you further success. Keep that in mind. This Six of Swords and this Death card will lead you to your Three of Wands. All right? All right, so we're going to keep the Oracle cards coming. This is from the Self-Care Wisdom cards. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and shuffle. All right. You've got Move. Okay, this is interesting. Move. And the message here is, a long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, every single one of these cards, group number 1, is aligning so beautifully for you. And I mean beautifully. There's definitely a clear message here for the week. That there's no complication. There's no beating around the bush. It's a clear message of getting out, enjoying yourself. And on a smaller note, on a smaller level, it's just telling you to, hey, get out and enjoy nature a little bit more. It's good for your soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. Beautiful message. Surrender. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of settling yourself free of all that doesn't serve you, right? Anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good, and be clear about what you want. Do not ask out of lack, but from the deepest joy in your heart. Very powerful messages. All right, we are going to keep this going. We're going to throw 2 cards from the... Oh, man, I forgot the name of this deck. I forgot the name of the deck, but no worries. We're just going to go ahead and shuffle. This is probably one of my favorite Oracle decks. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. All right, we've got the Mermaid for the first one, and we've got the Inventor for the second one. Interesting. So let's go ahead and tackle each card one by one. So we start with the Mermaid. Okay, and the message of the Mermaid, whoops, the Mermaid is slipping away. She's slippery. The message of the Mermaid is look below the surface of your emotional reactions to know what is really going on, for things are not always what they may seem. Interesting. Very interesting message from the Mermaid. Okay. We'll keep that upright just to make sure that we have it there. Okay. And then we have the Inventor as the second Oracle card out. And the Inventor says to you, this is a good time to amplify your focus and to clear and purify space in your world and in your mind to make way for something new. Wow. My goodness, every single one of these cards, you seekers, is just they've aligned perfectly well together. They're all coming together to offer you the same message. There's definitely, again, an anxiety within you for something new, for some change. And you have to, in some ways, for this week, try and find out what that anxiety is trying to tell you. Every single thing that we experience, that we go through, is trying to give us a message. If we are fearful, it's because we're being told to potentially step into that thing and overcome. If we're filled with anxiety, it's because there needs to be some kind of change, right? And that change needs to come at a certain point in order for us to reach a place of contentment. So what is your discomfort trying to free you from is the message there. And just to kind of recap, right? You can start small. We go right back to take a long walk. Right? A long walk is good for the soul. Get outside. Allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. I love the fact that this message is being presented because I'm actually filming this on Earth Day. So, it's definitely a very beautiful message to get outside and enjoy Mother Nature and surrender to the beauty, right? We see that here. It's almost like this advice is being shown here as well. This is a person who's free, right? There's nothing holding this person back. Arms open wide. There's a sense of adventure, right? Adventure beckons. We want to go out and have that adventure. I think that maybe for a lot of the people that pick this group, maybe you've been indoors a bit too much, right? You've been indoors, and in some ways you are yearning for a bit of freedom, for a bit of expansion. I mean, you did pick the Fire Dragon, which is the most dynamic out of the 3 groups, the most dynamic, the most fiery, the most, I would say, determined of the 3. And I feel like you are, in some ways, determined to bring about the change of the Death card, bring about the adventure that the 6 of Swords offers. And the cards are confirming to go ahead and step out, right? This is a good time to amplify your focus and to clear and purify space in your world and in your mind to make way for something new, right? The Mermaid, look below the surface of your emotional reactions to know what is really going on, for things are not always what they may seem. Group number 1. All right, so that is what I see here. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for subscribing, for liking. You guys are truly, truly phenomenal. I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested, you will have to go to my Etsy store. The link is in the description below. Thank you once again, seekers, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading for the next 7 days. Now, you picked the very, very primal, powerful Bear. This is the card of primal power, it's the card of sovereignty, it's the card of intuition, instinct, and you picked it. So, awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look with the tarot. I guess we can start asking the question, what is this week going to bring? We're going to use the tarot for that. We're going to throw 3 cards, and then we are going to transition to the oracle cards. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Okay. What is this week going to bring for you, group number 2? My, oh my. Very similar to group 1, very similar, but there's some difference. So, number 1, you are exhausted. Okay, group number 2, you are exhausted. We see that with the Ten of Wands. You know, the Ten of Wands upright normally just talks about someone who's working very hard to accomplish something. You know, as we see here, an illustration of someone carrying way too many things. The load is very heavy, so it's very difficult to climb those stairs. But when we invert this card, what we have is pure exhaustion, right? You know, when here we have a determination to get through it, what we have with it inverted is an exhaustiveness that comes with that. So I think that a lot of you have been holding on to something. I feel like maybe you're just tired of work, you're tired of thinking, you're tired of overthinking, you're tired of the anxiety, you're tired of all the struggles. You're just tired, okay? I think that this is just an overall, it's definitely covers a lot of areas. We have the Four of Swords, you know, this is the mind. We have the Two of Cups, this is your emotional state. So you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, and I feel like this energy is now carrying on for this week. You know, I feel like you're being asked to take a little bit of time off, group number 2, as much as you can. If you have some PTO time, if you can spare any days to take off and really enjoy yourself and really just rest. This is what you need. I think that this is what the cards are asking of you. This is what Spirit is essentially telling you that you're going to need in order to have some kind of respite, in order to have true mental agility, mental clarity, emotional stability. You know, I feel like this is what's being asked of you. And so we go through these cards and we move on to the Four of Swords, right? This is a person who has reached a church, right? And in this church, there's really nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. We have Mother Mary looking over this warrior. And Mother Mary in other tarot decks is depicted as the star, right? It's a symbol of reaching a place where you can just relax, a place of guidance, a place of light, goodness, right? And so the fact that this person is in this kind of setting allows for them to just put their swords aside and not have to worry about anything and just rest, right? Just take some time to relax. So Four of Swords is asking you to do this, right? This is your prediction for the week. This is what's going to be required of you. Now, I feel that with the Two of Cups, we have a dual message there. With the Two of Cups, what we see is that in order for some kind of relationship to improve, you know, this can be a romantic relationship, or, you know, if you're single, then potentially this could be just be talking about, you know, potentially the person that you're going to meet, or, you know, when it comes to just love, right? I feel like it's going to be beneficial for you to just have a little bit of time to maybe step away from any kind of conflict, anything that would, you know, infuriate that other person. You know, the Two of Cups can also be talking about relationships as a whole. It doesn't have to be romantic in nature, but just relationships, right? And so what we see here is the beautiful energy of two people loving each other in all its glory and beauty, right? They're holding on to each other. There is love, there is bliss. And so the fact that it's showing up reversed tells me that maybe that relationship has been suffering in some ways. This relationship could very well just be with yourself, right? It doesn't have to be someone else. It could be with yourself for some of you. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. But I feel that with the Two of Cups inverted, what we have is a need for you to kind of tap into something else, a need for you to have a little bit of respite, a little bit of rest, and recharge those batteries, because you are exhausted. And I feel that in your exhaustive state, you are going to make some bad decisions, right? I think that you're going to be a little short with people. You might be in some ways a bit unloving, right? And unyielding to other people. And so your relationships will suffer if you maintain that struggle, if you keep on holding to those wands and not let go and go through this period of rest, right, and relaxation. You will in some ways implode, and your relationships are going to suffer. And so, be very careful with that, right? Take some time off, enjoy yourself is really the message here, right? And when I mean enjoy yourself, I pretty much just mean like relax, right? Stay home, watch a little TV, take that extra nap. It's important for you to recharge. Do whatever you need to do to recharge. Be careful with what you're putting into your body. One thing that for some reason I'm picking up on is these two cups inverted. And I feel that for those of you that are potentially, you enjoy the taste of alcohol, or you do these things to enjoy yourself fully, more of a party atmosphere, maybe this week is not the time for that. This is the week where you focus on healing your mind, healing your body, healing, and resting, right? Because that exhaustion can also be talking about, other areas. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the oracle cards. Now, the oracles are going to provide us with a direct message, right? So we're going to go ahead and start with the Unshakable Inner Peace oracle cards. Let's go ahead and shuffle. And we're just going to throw one card. All right, so we've got here a message. Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek is the question here. Wow, this is a pretty intense oracle card, right? First time I get it in a reading, but it is a very intense oracle card. I'm going to read that again. Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? Wow. My goodness. So there's definitely something to ponder, in your relaxation, in your time off, in your respite. It's important for you to try and use whatever time you can to figure out some kind of illusion that you've built up. And so that is very intense, right? It's because it's essentially telling you that you are in some ways trapped by this illusion, by this idea, and so, it's one of the things that you have to break free of. Might be your desire to keep going, your desire to keep working. Maybe potentially you think that if you work harder, if you keep going down this road, things are going to change or get better, or that it's a necessity to get to where you need to go. But I feel like that illusion needs to be broken, because if you don't put the time and energy into your relaxation, into your mental state and mental health, your relationships will suffer, your emotional state will suffer, and that is not going to help you or further you in any kind of way. As a matter of fact, it might essentially bring you down a notch. So be very careful, right? Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. Take that time off. All right, let's go ahead and reveal another oracle card. This is from the Seasons of the Witch, Beltane Oracle. This is the new Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck, which I truly love. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. Bam. You've got the cow. All right. You've got cow. And the cow reads, may the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming. Wow. It's a good omen, okay? Group number 2, this is a very good omen. For me, the cow is a symbol of reaching places where you're going to be able to have the abundance that you desire. And abundance may look very differently to many different people. Some people want abundant health, some people want abundant experiences, but whatever that abundance looks like to you, it's a confirmation that whatever you do this week, if you focus on that self-healing, if you focus on self-care, you're going to yield the results that you want, right? So embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace all. Well, let me read it again. May the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming. Wow. That is powerful. Let's go ahead and reveal another oracle card. This is from the Self-Love Oracle. We're going to go ahead and shuffle and see what advice we get from the Self-Love Oracle deck. Spirit, help us out here. Use discernment. Wow. All right. Use discernment. And this card is talking about, essentially, there is no need to believe something that does not resonate for you. Personal truths can change as perspectives shift and expand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And that is right underneath that, the number 7, right? Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusions. And now here we have an oracle card from a completely different deck saying that there is no need to believe something that does not resonate for you. Personal truths can change as perspectives shift and expand. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, this is, it feels like whatever that situation is, I think that some of you maybe potentially already know what it is. And for others, you're going to figure it out for this week. This is the week where you start figuring out what illusions have you believed. What illusions have you essentially brought forth or made a reality in your life and are now robbing you of something, robbing you of your freedom. And so why is it so important for you to find that personal truth, right? Because personal truth can change and perspectives can shift and expand, just like using discernment tells us. So this is a week where you're going to be able to use that discernment to gain some kind of clarity that you've been needing. Interesting. Interesting. All right, we're going to go ahead and move to the 4th oracle card, and this is from the Self-Care Wisdom card. So very interesting that we're going to use this oracle deck because, this is definitely talking about self-care. That is the message for this week. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what message we get. All right, so you've got release. Release, release, release. All right, let's see what the message is. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Wow. That is interesting. And so, okay, now I'm picking up on another message here. The 2 of Cups reversed, okay? A relationship. Is there a relationship that you need to let go of? Is there someone who essentially is treating you a certain way? Is there maybe a desire to potentially go away or get away from this person, but are you tied to this person somehow and that does not allow you to move away, right? Because sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go, right? And so we can look at that 2 of Cups, which is a card of relationships with one other person, and we can say, okay, this person is exhausting us, right? 10 of Wands, this person is really depleting our energy. And our energy is very important at this time. We need to conserve that energy. We need to reach a place of complete relaxation and respite with this 4 of Swords. So we need this kind of environment in our lives right now, right? You do, group number 2. So what's going on, right? Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Very interesting. All right, and the fact that we've got these 2 cards here, right? Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? Right? That's a very powerful card. There is no need to believe something that does not resonate for you. Personal truths can change as perspectives shift and expand. So I feel like maybe some of you are held to this reality, to this person, to this event, to this situation, because of maybe some kind of ideology or some kind of illusion and what the cards are essentially telling you is that you're trapped. You're trapped in this way of thinking. You have to set yourself free from it. in order to be able to embrace everything that life has for you. And so you are being asked to awaken, right? Awaken in all that you are becoming. That is the message from the cow. Awaken in all that you are becoming. Awaken from the illusion. Awaken from the dream. My goodness. Sometimes the best way to grow is to simply let go. Wow. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and throw another oracle card. This is from I believe the Goddess Oracle deck. I should have looked up the name of the deck before throwing it, but anyways, I believe it is the Goddess Oracle. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. We're going to throw 2 Goddess cards. We're going to try and get an understanding of what we have here. All right. So the first card out is the Balancer with one of my favorite number 31. The Balancer says to you, soar beyond all limiting concepts and embrace your spiritual self in the place beyond female and male where we all truly are one energy. Wow. I like that. I really do like that. My goodness. So that is a powerful message. All right. It's a powerful message because it talks about embracing something that maybe is uncomfortable to some people, but it is an understanding of what true spirituality and this true spiritual self is all about, right? It's about reaching a place where we only see each other in the light that spirit provides. And so that is a powerful message, right? We don't see each other based on our color, on our gender, on our creed. We pretty much just view each other as what we are, which is a source, a spark of the same source. And so you're being asked to reach that place this week. Soar beyond all limiting concepts, right? And embrace your spiritual self. Wow. Powerful message. All right, so then we have here the Warrioress as your second Goddess Oracle. Let's take a look and see what the Warrioress has to tell us. So you have the ability to conquer your fears and faults and the right to defend who you are, who you love, and what you believe in. Wow. Let me read that again. You have the ability to conquer your fears and faults and the right to defend who you are, who you love, and what you believe in. My goodness. This reading is just, it's throwing me off because there's just so much depth to this, right? It's not just simply rest and relax. It's a stepping away from an illusion and an ideology. It's stepping away from a belief that might be limiting. Potentially for some of you, it's stepping away from a person, an individual that is exhausting you. And then for others, it's stepping away from maybe potentially a job or a situation or, that is exhausting you, right? Reaching a place of respite, right? And there's a sense of fear of, whenever we try something new, there's always that fear. But that fear, for some reason, it's much more prevalent in you. And so that fear keeps you in that bind. It keeps you in the same place. And you are being asked to step out of that place and to soar beyond all limiting concepts. To be able to truly embrace all that is present and in all that you are becoming with the cow. My goodness. So this is a very powerful message, group number 2. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the donation seekers. Also, I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in a private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. Thank you guys once again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Now, you picked the very powerful and majestic Air Dragon. This is the card of inspiration, insight, vitality. There's a sense of imagination as well, illumination. So, very interesting pick. Let's go ahead and start with some tarot. And we're just going to throw 3 tarot cards and try and see exactly what this week is going to bring you. Predictions, possibly even advice and insight from these tarot cards. So let's go ahead and take a look and see exactly what we get. Card number 1, Lover's card. All right. Card number 2, Six of Swords. And card number 3, the Empress reversed. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Definitely some very intense energies for the week. Group number 3. And we start with the energy of the Lover's card. And the energy of the Lover's card is one of just true love. This is the union of two people coming together, and it's almost divine. It's divine love. We see here a representation of spirit pretty much saying, I love you. And we have a representation of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and a union of the two through that divine love. And so, love is made manifest here in the physical as much as the spiritual. And so I feel like what this card is telling you is that for this week, the theme is going to be love. This is a very, very auspicious card for singles. There's definitely, I think, for those of you that are single, you might meet someone, or you might essentially find love for the week. It is a possibility with the Lover's card. Now, with the Six of Swords, what we have is travel. Moving away from a new place, or moving away from a place that you already knew or are accustomed to a completely new place, right? Six of Swords is the card of transitions. We have here an illustration of two people who are essentially moving, and just, there's a sense of not wanting to do it with this illustration. This illustration is a bit different than the original, but also there is a determination, there is a want, there is a desire for, there's a need for it. And so, it almost feels like, in combination with these two and the Empress reversed, we have a need and a desire for something, and the movement towards that something. The Empress, and by the way, I love the Empress in this tarot deck, truly beautiful. But the Empress is reversed, and so what we have here is the ability to see things that aren't there, potentially even understanding things that aren't readily available or complete. And so the fact that we've got the Empress reversed tells me that change is needed in order for you to reach that throne, in order for you to reach a place of true contentment, power, majesty. The fact that you've got the air dragon, and one of the key words that I picked up on was majestic, right? Then you've got the Lover's card and the Empress card. There's a desire for some very strong change in your life, very strong energies. And I feel like this week you're going to move in that direction. Now, for those of you that are already in a relationship, for those of you that already have someone, I feel that the message might be a bit different, right? I feel that the message for you might be to try something different, because it feels like with the Empress energy, something about that love, something about this relationship isn't sitting right with you or them, And so there's a sense of change and moving away from boredom, moving away from what was, and trying new things to kind of, liven things up a bit, all right? And again, with the Lover's energy upright, we have here such a beautiful message of what is truly present. I feel that, there's something special there in this relationship. We can also, it doesn't have to be this illustration of cards, and this spread doesn't have to be all about love and connecting with someone. It could be about connecting with yourself and finding yourself, finding the Empress inside of you, right? Finding the true beauty of the Empress inside of you. Maybe some of you are not going to be feeling it for this week, and you're being reminded of who you are, of your power and your beauty and your majesty. Now, Six of Swords, again, tells us that something new needs to be tried, a new adventure, a new, on a more practical level, you are being told to venture out, to travel. If you were drawn to group number 1, it's important that you watch it, because Six of Swords came out in the exact same position as group number 1, and also group number 1 has a dragon. So I think that your message is combined with the fire dragon and the air dragon. So you might want to go ahead and revisit group number 1 because there's a message there for you. But ultimately, I feel that finding that beauty inside of you, finding that true majestic nature of you, that power, is essential. It's essential for your relationships. It's essential for just all areas of your life. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. We're going to try and gain some advice, some guidance from the oracles. We are going to start with the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see. Okay, we've got it here. All right. Let's see. All right, so you got card number 8. And the card number 8 reads, you heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Wow. Powerful message, right? You heal by releasing, not suppressing. So, my goodness, that is definitely a question to ask yourself for the week. It's definitely something that you have to, in some ways, sit with and try and figure out, right? What emotions do you need to feel in order for you to reach the Empress? All right, interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and throw another oracle card. This is from the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. We are going to shuffle, 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 and throw. You've got Pegasus. Wow. You have got Pegasus showing up here, and Pegasus reads, break free, dear one. Spread wide and far, for you are uncontainable. You are limitless. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You have to break free. The fact that you've got the air dragon, and the fact that you picked it, because there's a psychology that goes into your pick a card selection, right? You selected the dragon that is flying, the dragon that has his wings open. There's air all around. There's freedom. There's a sense of just majesticness, right? This dragon is just flying and just essentially destroying everything in its path. They're not really caring, right? There's a sense of reaching that place, right? And psychologically speaking, it's almost like you picking this tells me that there's a desire on you for that. There's a want, there's a need for that even. So very interesting that now you've got the Pegasus card telling you to break free, spread your wings wide and far. Why? Well, because you aren't containable. You, group number 3, are limitless. And so, interestingly enough, that's what you need to do for the week, right? 6 of Swords gives us a more practical approach: travel, adventure, moving away from the boredom and from the repetitive nature of life, right? Doing something new, experience life. There's one thing that my wife told me the other day. She found online this writing that pretty much said that when you're younger, time tends to slow down because every experience is new. And so you have many new experiences. The smallest of things is an experience worth cherishing. And so time slows down to be able to enjoy that moment. But when you're older, it's almost like, there's nothing new. Everything is just kind of the same repetitiveness. And so time speeds up. Your life speeds up. You look back and 3 years have passed and you realize what the heck is going on, right? And so, the air dragon wants something new, a new experience, possibly air travel, right? Possibly going somewhere. Pegasus wants you to break free. So very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and keep this going. We're going to throw a card from the Self-Love Oracle. Let's see what the Self-Love Oracle has to share with us today. What advice, Spirit, do we have for group 3? Share light. All right. Interesting. You are being called to share your light. Share your trials as well as your triumphs. Your stories benefit you in the telling and others in the hearing, spreading the light of transformation. Wow. All right, so now we have, and this message I feel is It's a message for the creators out there. It's a message of sharing. It's a message of creating possibly a community. It's a message of reaching an audience, right? Share your trials as well as your triumphs. Your stories benefit you in the telling and others in the hearing, spreading the light of transformation. And so it's almost like, Spirit is pretty much telling you that, yes, you want to go through that transformation. But in order for that transformation to come, I feel that you must invest in possibly your audience and building some kind of community, building some kind of environment where people can come and be themselves and listen to stories, right? I think that maybe a lot of the people that pick this group, you are storytellers, you're good with your words, you're writers. The air dragon is the card of the creators, right? It's the card of the people who essentially partake in the process of building and creating. And so I feel that there's a lot of storytellers out there that pick this group. And so maybe it's time to tell that story. Maybe it's time to share that a little bit more. Perhaps it's time to, if you already have a community or you are already a content creator, to shake things up a bit. Try something new. Six of Swords is telling you, beckoning you for that change, right? All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Self-Care Wisdom Oracle. Let's see what the Self-Care Wisdom Oracle has to deliver here. Ease is the final message. Ease. And the message of ease is, today I allow life to be easy. I love this. All right. Today I allow life to be easy. Beautiful message, right? A beautiful message. And so I feel that that message is, it's for the people that live in this kind of anxiety-based reality. It's okay to feel anxiety because it could just mean that change is needed and something needs to change. Maybe, it's a confirmation of, hey, I need to do something different, right? I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are feeling that anxiety and that restlessness for something new. And maybe some of you don't even know what that restlessness is, but the cards are saying that it's because you have to, in some ways, seek adventure, right? Fly somewhere. If you can get on a plane and go somewhere for the week, I think it would be most advantageous. And I feel also that you are being asked to take some time off work, all right? And, this reading is tied to group number 1, and that was the main message for group number 1. Relax, enjoy yourself as much as you can. There were other messages there as well, but the basis of that group was relax. And now we end the reading. Well, we're not ending it because we have 2 more oracle cards, but we have here an oracle card talking about allowing today to be an easy day, right? Let it be an easy day. This entire reading screams vacation, all right? That's what it screams. And the thing is, for those of you that are in a relationship where you have people around that you truly love, it's important for you to do it for them as well. I think that they are also asking this of you, and the relationship will grow, right? I think that this might be an area where you aren't investing enough time and energy in, which is why you've got the Empress showing up reversed, right? I put her upright because I don't like seeing her reversed, but she did come out reversed. And, I feel like some of you maybe are just not fully giving into the process of life completely. Maybe potentially there's an area where you can invest more of your energies in. And this area is travel, adventure, fun, relaxation, but mostly adventure, right? It's mostly spreading your wings and going. And then for others, we have more of message here of expanding the conscious awareness. It's expanding and giving information to people, right? It's about helping people reach a certain place. And also in doing that, you yourself reach that place as well, right? So, it's important for you to share these things, right? Because there is a sense of benefit for you. So, very interesting. Let's go ahead and throw 2 more oracle cards. This is from the Goddess Oracle deck. And we're just going to go ahead and throw 2 cards and try and get a direct message here from the Goddess. Okay, we've got the Witch and we've got the Fortune Teller. Wow. Interesting. So you got two very interesting archetypes here. So you've got the witch showing up, and the witch tells you, be aware of your reputation, your influence, and your power to create, preserve, or destroy. Powerful women are often misunderstood. Boy, oh boy. That is very, very enlightening, right? And you got a master number 33, the ultimate number for manifestation creation. I feel like this card is just such a beautiful representation of what the witches went through, right? You remember the witch trials and the fear and the phobia that was just going around during those times. You know, ultra religious people coming to this place where they start seeing demons and they start seeing the darkness everywhere, and that darkness led them to burn people, women, burn them alive, right? Because they were essentially witches, right? And witches at that time were seen in a very, very bad light. And so it's a lesson of just how evil people can really truly be when they essentially reach a place of idealism. They essentially reach a place of almost a phobia, right? A fear of the unknown. So be aware of your reputation, your influence, and your power to create, preserve, or destroy. Powerful women are often misunderstood, right? Very interesting. And then you've also got the fortune teller. And let's see what the fortune teller has to tell you. Being open to possibilities and trusting your intuition to interpret the answers from the Wisdom Goddess Oracle can help you to help others. Well. The Wild Goddess Oracle is this actual deck that we're using. So you're being asked to be open at this time. You're being asked to be in some ways trusting of your intuition. I feel that this group especially has an ability to see things a bit different. You have an ability to create. You have an ability to reach heights of glory. Maybe some of you already have a community. Maybe you have some kind of online presence. And so you are being told or asked to further that development, to share, to express, to speak, use your voice, but also be aware of your reputation and what you say and what you do. You know, your influence, your power to create, preservation or destroy. You know, powerful women are often misunderstood. Very powerful message there from the witch, right? Very powerful message. So just to kind of sum things up, we started with a message from the tarot talking about travel, going somewhere in order to reach a place of full, almost to reach a place of fullness in all areas of life. The Empress is there's a sense of fullness in all areas, right? There's no lack when we tap into the energy of the Empress. And so the fact that it showed up reversed tells me that there's an area that you might be lacking in, and I feel that it is travel. And I feel like, you know, this is only going to increase your zest and your love for life, which is another interpretation that we can attach to the Lover's card. The love of travel, the love of adventure, the love of life. So if you've become somewhat nihilistic, maybe a bit, downtrodden in some ways, it's important to go through that adventure, that travel, to reawaken, to reignite a passion in you. Also, it doesn't have to be travel for some of you. It can be about starting a community, starting a group, sharing your information. You are a storyteller, sharing your trials and tribulations, what you know to be intuitively true. And then you heal by releasing, right? Not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Keep that in mind. And today I allow my life to be easy. So keep it easy for this week. Group number 3, that is what I see here. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking. I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. Look forward to working with you, seekers. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your comments. If you do comment, I do write back, so make sure that you are commenting. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.